My name is Lauren Carter, a 32-year-old woman from Seattle, Washington. For 5 years, I poured my soul into my job at Pinnacle Marketing, a sleek downtown firm known for its cutthroat ambition. My boss, Greg Hammond, dangled a senior manager position in front of me like a carrot, promising it was mine if I proved my loyalty. Last summer, that loyalty was tested in ways I never imagined, and the betrayal that followed changed everything. It started in June 2024. Greg called me into his corner office, his face pale. "Lauren, we've got a problem," he said, voice low. A major client, Cascade Tech, had discovered Greg had been inflating project hours, pocketing the extra funds. If they went public, Pinnacle's reputation and Greg's career would tank. "I need you to take the fall," he said. "Say it was an accounting error on your end. Fix it quietly, and the senior manager role is yours. I promise." I hesitated, but the promotion was my dream. $120,000 a year, a company car, my own team. I trusted Greg, so I agreed. For weeks, I worked nights, falsifying records to cover Greg's tracks. I barely slept, my apartment littered with coffee cups and spreadsheets. Meanwhile, Greg praised me in team meetings, calling me indispensable. But then, in August, my phone pinged with an email forwarded by mistake. It was Greg announcing the senior manager role, not to me, but to Mia, our 24-year-old intern from Tacoma. "Mia's innovative vision is our future," it read. My stomach dropped. I checked the company's Slack, and there was Mia posting a selfie with Greg, captioned, "Dream job secured, Empire Pinnacle rising." I confronted Greg the next day. "Lauren, you misunderstood," he stammered, avoiding my eyes. "Mia's role is temporary. You're still in line." His lies stung worse than the betrayal itself. I'd risked my career for him, and he'd used me to groom his new favorite. That night, I drove to my best friend Sarah's house in Bellevue, tears streaming down my face. Sarah, a lawyer, listened as I spilled everything. "We're not letting this slide," she said, her voice sharp. "Let's find out what else he's hiding." Sarah's cousin worked in Pinnacle's IT department. With his help, we accessed Greg's deleted emails. Unethical, sure, but so was embezzlement. What we found was worse than I imagined. Greg hadn't just scammed Cascade Tech. He'd been siphoning funds from multiple clients for years, funneling money into a personal account in Nevada. Worse, he'd been mentoring Mia not for her vision, but because she'd caught him and agreed to stay quiet in exchange for my promotion. The emails showed Greg promising her my job months ago, while I was cleaning up his mess. I felt like a fool, but Sarah saw an opportunity. "You've got him cornered," she said. "Use this." I spent the next week compiling evidence. Bank statements, email threads, even recorded voicemails where Greg admitted to the fraud. I also learned Mia had been bragging about her deal with Greg at a bar in Capitol Hill, unaware I had mutual friends there. Armed with proof, I requested a meeting with Pinnacle's board in September 2024. The boardroom was tense, the Seattle skyline gray through the windows. Greg sat smugly until I slid the folder across the table. His face drained of color as the board reviewed the evidence. "This is fabricated," he shouted, but the timestamps and account numbers didn't lie. I also presented a text from Mia, sent to a coworker, admitting she knew about Greg's scheme. The board fired Greg on the spot and suspended Mia pending investigation. Cascade Tech was notified, and they agreed not to press charges if Pinnacle refunded the stolen funds. $250,000. Which Greg was ordered to repay personally. But I wasn't done. With Sarah's help, I contacted a local journalist who ran a story about Pinnacle's house cleaning. The article didn't name me, but exposed Greg's fraud, ensuring he'd never work in Seattle's marketing scene again. Mia, humiliated, left town, her LinkedIn profile now listing a vague consulting gig in Spokane. 3 months later, I sat in my new office, senior manager just as I'd earned. The board had promoted me after my initiative saved the company's reputation. Sipping coffee, I looked out at the Puget Sound, feeling not just vindicated, but powerful. Greg's betrayal had nearly broken me, but it also revealed my strength. As Sarah put it over drinks that weekend, sometimes the people who try to bury you end up digging their own graves.